Today, we're seeing 3 apartments, none of which I've been to before. We may see something incredible or incredibly awful. Either way, these are all so affordable that this should be pretty interesting. Be sure to let me know down in the comments which one's your favorite or if all 3 of these suck. The first place we're looking at doesn't require that we take the train. It's within walking distance. And this apartment's on 3rd Avenue and 13th Street. It's a studio, it's $1,700. I'm a little scared because usually super cheap stuff right by Union Square is not exactly luxurious, but we're gonna find out soon enough. The building is actually right there, just over here on the corner. Directly across the street from the building, we've got a West Side Market grocery store. And downstairs at the building, we've got a whole bunch of restaurants and bars. Han Dynasty Chinese restaurant. This place is really good. But if you don't like it, there's another Chinese place right here. And right next to that, we've got 2 bars. One of them is Bar None. This place has been here forever. And across the street, right over there, we've got the Penny Farthing, which is a restaurant and a bar. You're definitely paying for location on this one, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's go check it out.
Perfect.
Here we are in a studio apartment for $1,700. Out of all 3 places we're seeing today, this one's the cheapest and the smallest. At least it better be, because we're supposed to see a 1-bedroom and a 2-bedroom after this. Now, this whole apartment is shaped like a giant rectangle. There's the front door, there's the bathroom, and there is the kitchen. The windows that we've got here face west. There's not a whole lot to look at, but we are getting some natural sunlight. And since these windows don't face the street, it is pretty quiet back here. From wall to wall, we've got 10 feet 8 inches by 15 feet 1 inch. You can't fit a ton of furniture in here, but setting this up is pretty straightforward. Put your bed against the windows in this corner by the security gate that isn't installed for some reason. And if the bed is here, right over there you can have a couch, and across from it you can have your entertainment center, and possibly a small table right next to the kitchen. Now, this kitchen is Spartan, which I guess is a kind way of saying that it's basic, but it looks like this refrigerator's new. You can still see the tape on it. And even though the stove isn't new, it doesn't look like it's in bad shape. Maybe because the last renter couldn't cook, I have no idea. The counter space here is nothing incredible, but because there's 4 outlets here, you could put coffee makers and toasters right here, which will help you survive on bagels. So, living room is workable, kitchen definitely usable, but the one drawback here that definitely isn't gonna work for everyone is this bathroom. It's big, but it's not gonna win any beauty contests. That being said, you've got a full-size bathtub. You have a decent-sized sink with a medicine cabinet above it for storage. And you know, this might take a little bit of getting used to, but for someone who wants to live in a fun part of town and get their own place and be pretty much on top of Union Square, I'm not sure you're gonna be able to beat this apartment. But if you don't care about location as much as whoever's gonna rent this apartment, you can definitely get something different. So let's head out the door and see the next place.
It sound right, boys.
That wasn't too bad at all. Just 2 stops on the number 6 train, and we are right by apartment number 2. This is a totally different part of town than where we just were. All this right here is Park Avenue South, and as we head east over to 2nd Avenue, the neighborhood should start to turn more into a neighborhood. Over here, there's a McDonald's. I'm not gonna recommend eating the food there, but I hear they've got a working bathroom. But you've gotta hand it to them. They've really modernized their stores. You'll probably also want to avoid this Starbucks right here, unless you enjoy drinking mass-produced coffee with no soul. Here we are on 2nd Avenue, and the building is right over here next to this deli. And in addition to this deli, downstairs there is a local pizzeria with pizza for $1.25. And next to the pizza the place, there is another deli. So I guess if you don't like the selection here, you can just go right here. But there's a Target across the street from those delis. Living near one of these is definitely gonna be convenient, no doubt about that. We're in a 1-bedroom apartment with what looks like a renovated kitchen, and it's got laundry. Bathroom looks pretty good as well. Right after you walk in, you've got the kitchen off to the right, and then you've got the living room, which is separated from the bedroom by these pocket doors. The living room's 12 feet 6 inches by 10 feet 3 inches, and since the kitchen's totally out of the way in its own little area, you could put your couch here or here, whichever you want. I'd probably put the couch over here because that corner is where the wires are for your entertainment center. And the bedroom's 9 feet 5 inches by 9 feet 9 inches. This room is incredibly bright. Instead of facing the back of the building like we were in the other apartment, we're looking out over 2nd Avenue. Now, since we're facing east, this room is gonna get good light in the morning. It's the morning now, so that's pretty obvious. But what I'm really excited about is the kitchen, because even though it's in a small area, it's got all full-size appliances, along with the most important appliance of all, which is not this dishwasher. It's this wine fridge. It looks like 54 degrees is as cold as I can make it. So you could use this for pretty much, why is it at 55? Go figure, the temperature changes as you leave the door open. Now the laundry closet is right here, but that's nice. You don't have the machines exposed. They're covered up and concealed, that's good. And the bathroom here is also really nice. We've got a full-size bathtub, a nice big sink, and a nice big mirror. Look at that, lots of storage. With all these mirrors, it would be pretty hard to leave this place without knowing that you look stupid, which might turn into a complaint the longer I stay in here. Let's leave. Would I live here? Absolutely. But I wouldn't take a bath in the bathtub because I ain't got time for that. Let's go see apartment number 3. The next apartment is just a couple of blocks north up here on 2nd Avenue. Things definitely start getting a little quieter in this part of town, but less popular areas means cheaper real estate, and the good thing about that is there's a Fairway here. This actually has decent prices, definitely much better than Gristides. There's also an AMC theater over here, which is closed now, but will reopen at some point in the future, I'm guessing. You've got a Starbucks next to a Dunkin' Donuts. I can only guess the reason they're both next to each other is so that they can compete to see who has the worst coffee. And across the street from the Dunkin' Donuts, there was a local coffee shop, which is now out of business because it obviously couldn't compete with the coffee industrial complex. But here, just across the street from the apartment, the neighborhood improves. There's a little cantina right here, along with local pizza. And there's also Greek food as well as Thai food. Let's go see the apartment. Here we are in the 3rd apartment, and this place is a 2-bedroom with pretty good looking finishes for $2,400. If you split this place with someone, you and your roommate could each pay $1,200 because both bedrooms are 8 feet 9 inches by 7 feet 8 inches. They're exactly the same size. They each face the street, and they've each got closets, which are pretty much identical. But since this place is so affordable, you could use one room as your bedroom and the other as a home office if you wanted. But no matter how you set this up, the common space here is pretty good. 15 feet 7 inches by 8 feet 8 inches. But my only complaint is that even though it's a big common space, because these 2 rooms are across from the kitchen, you're not gonna be able to do a dining table and a living room because there's gonna be traffic from these bedrooms to the bathroom and to the kitchen, as well as to the front door. But that being said, put a nice big couch in this corner by the kitchen, and across from here where the couch is, you can put a nice big entertainment center. The kitchen here is also not bad. I like how they built this little slot right here for the wine fridge. That's so interesting. There's also a microwave as well as a dishwasher here. That's nice. Counter space is really non-existent, but it is a granite countertop, and we do have plenty of cabinets up there. Look at all that storage. I don't know if I could live here. I can't reach. The bathroom here is also really good. Right after you walk in, you've got the laundry, and there's also a nice big standing shower. Let's test it out. Marvelous, the door can open fully, and that means it's really easy to get in and out of here. Plus there's a little window, not bad. Almost forgot, is there a medicine cabinet? Yes, there is. Probably the best use case for this is for two people who want to be as close to $1,000 as possible while still getting a nice place. Either way, if you want to rent any of these apartments, in the video description there's a link to the agent, and then click one of these apartment tours right here and we'll continue our search in the next video.